I'm back with the boy again. No Aiden today or tomorrow, so I have some time to do me stuff, and I can concentrate a little better, you know, when you're not hanging out with your friends. So I'm gonna work on the electrical crap that is not working. The two most important bits being the dash doesn't turn on or work in the slightest, and the third brake light doesn't work. I'm gonna start with the third brake light, because that's it's a little more important, you know, if we want to test drive this around or, you know, just in the lot, you got to be able to, people have to see you stop. So I have no third brake light, and that means I have no center brake lights because, taillight, the three outer bulbs are turn signal, the three or four inner ones are linked to the third, and then the three outer ones are turn signal. All the lights work, hazards work, everything flashes. I've got a couple of them out back here. I'm missing two bulbs. Strangely, this one won't flash. This could be because of the dead bulb in the back, or there could be an issue with the flasher. I'm not really sure. These are my cornering lights, and then I'm not really sure what that is. The fog lights don't work either. That's another problem, but brake lights. I need some help with this one. I must consult the ancient texts. Factory service manual for a Reatta and a Riviera. And good lord, it is barely intact. This is an original manual. There's a bunch of sticky notes in it from the last guy who was trying to fix stuff. So let's see. What did he get? Something with suspension. Something with exhaust. Uh-oh, okay. Central power supply. I'm guessing he was working on trying to fix the dash. Headlights, yeah, that was what that custom wiring was for. Yeah, okay, so this guy was trying to figure out the dash and then couldn't. Is that a little concerning? Yes, but this was a house electrician, not a car electrician. So I might know some better things. There's a bobby pin. What's the bobby pin for? Seats. Okay, well, there's not really anything wrong with the seats, so let's find brake lights. 0.9 amps of draw when sitting, and if I wiggle it, it'll go up to 1.5. So the guy wasn't lying. There was a battery drain on this. That's also important, but I'm kind of hoping it might be related to some of the other electrical issues. Now, plus I needed to go through the fuse box anyway, make sure everything's the right amperage. Well, after pulling all the fuses, it's still at 0.9 amps. And I did verify the fuse for the gauge cluster, so that unfortunately is not a simple problem. I'm guessing there's another fuse center somewhere. Don't make me remove this stupid strut bar. Just let me get around it. Just let me get around it. Ah. Oh, good. More fuses. And the draw still hasn't gone away. Uh-huh. Still no. It is holding its 0.8 amps of usage. Now, there is a version of this car that comes with a keyless entry system, but this one doesn't have one. I think my mother has a later Trans Am, and we had the same thing. It was the power antenna. So when we pull this, maybe that'll do it. Ah! Where is this coming from? And why can't I get it by pulling fuses? Every circuit should be fused. Pulled every fuse. No dice. Is there another fuse box? Yeah, so the draw just went away. I turned to trying to fix the third brake light. In there, I found that one of the bulbs was exploded. It was getting power and ground, and it was good enough ground. It had like an ohm of resistance. And that this socket was broken. But I broke the good bulb that goes in this socket. The bulb might not have been super good. The bottom was all messy. So I fixed the socket. with RTV. I took out the one of the contacts was super rusty. I'll replace that if I need to, but good enough for now. And I don't have any bulbs on me that are new. So I've taken out this socket, cleaned the hell out of it, bent the ground side, and I'm gonna test these bulbs and find one that doesn't suck. Oh wait, I guess not that one, because I don't know, I gotta figure out what here is a third brake light. Why does this one only have 2 wires and the rest have 3? This is, as you can tell, it's going incredibly well. Okay, well, start by cleaning the ground out. Ooh, and then all the bulbs dimmed. So, oh wait, but then the parking light bulb came on. As did the, okay, this ground is intermittent. Awesome! I found something. And my problem bulb is coming to life as I screw with this. I don't know if you could see the light show going on down there. So it looks like someone's cleaned this before, but what people do is they clean the ground and not the screw. And a lot of these cars, it grounds through the screw as well. So I'm gonna go put that screw on the wire wheel, make sure it's super ultra perfectly clean, and that should help it ground a little better. Well, the good news is that the bulbs that are on are way noticeably brighter. Noticeably. I don't know how well it comes through on camera. And we proved that the sockets sort of work, because when that ground was off, it was taking, I guess the next easiest path to ground was to go through those bulbs. Now I just gotta figure out why it's doing that. Oh, by the way, some of the bulbs are blown. It's, they're not... This is a common problem, that they're all dead. Okay, after a ton of very boring tracing, I found that there's no 12 volt getting to the center rear brake lights. These rear brake lights are fine. It's the bad bulbs and bad sockets. So I at least got those, or at least I know when I need to fix them. But I found that there had been a 10 amp fuse in slot 18, and it should have been in slot 10 parking lamps. Or I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Slot 10. And I was gonna say, oh yeah, it's blowing the 10 amp, but now I'm realizing it should be a 20 amp. Try again. And it popped. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, the parking lights are somewhat on. I'm gonna take it that was... The fuse just blew. Are you kidding me? Why did the fuse just blow? What a turd. Alright, so I managed to make that stop blowing. And the way I've done this is I unplugged the taillight harness. Which means we've gotten one of those awesome scenarios where there's something wrong with the harness. So, I probably get to take it out and find where the wire is crossed. It could be a socket, I don't know, but I'm gonna test the connector. Oh, good. Okay, so that's actually broken open. That's not a good start, and I can't tell if it's shorted to something else. Enjoy. None of those should have continuity to each other. Oh, wait a minute, it might be feeding through a bulb. I didn't look at the resistance. You know, let me yank all the bulbs. I may have found it in the process of pulling all the bulbs. This is correct. Dual terminal, side ground. Pulled this out. Single terminal, side grounder. Incorrect. That directly bridges the contacts on the bottom. This one's okay, and this one's okay. So that might have been it. Let's retest. It's better. I no longer have continuity to these pins, but I do still have continuity to green. Green's the one with the fussy wiring, though. It's also for a reverse light, it looks like. So there could be a wrong bulb in there, too. Oh, joy. Someone's added a green wire. Oh, this ought to be fun. Okay, well, it kind of looks like Jupiter or something. Single, and it should be a single. Okay, so that's correct. Thank you, socket. I still don't think I have a 12-volt power feed for the center brake lights, but I don't know if that parking fuse shares a ground distribution with the purple line, which is supposed to drive these. So I kind of have to fix that before I can know. And yes, I'm aware it's in the manual that I have, but it's a big-ass manual. And the index is not the most helpful. And in the process, have somehow managed to screw something up. Because it's getting power into the brown line, which is not there. And it's not there. Okay, so there's a harness short inside of it. Joy. Let's make those housings nice. As it turns out, they were mostly just horrendously dirty, but we'll still give them a light polish. Sweet. Now we get to do wiring hell. I think I'm going to choose the awful way of doing this and fully remove the harness, cut it open, and see what happened. Or I'll just cut it open right here and then rewrap it anyway. Simply because I don't like what's happened, and I'm going to resolder a lot of this. I don't know what they did this for, and it's kind of awful. So, cutting. Right here, you can see that this is the factory green wire, not the added one. And it is crushed and twisted. It's probably broken in there, and that's why the secondary one was added. When that happened, I don't know, but haven't found a short yet, and the wiring is nice and tarry. These harnesses get nasty after a while. You see in there, not very well, but you see all that crust? That's very old dielectric grease. And it no longer does the job of dielectric grease, and rather gets in the way. So now I gotta clean out every single socket. And I still have to resolder the stuff up there. So it's better. It's no longer blowing the parking light fuse, which is kind of important because that helps me with a lot of other diagnostics. And they're on. I've got the running light side, but you'll notice they're very dim, as are the license plate lights. See, those are not quite right, but I'm going to chalk that up to a bad ground because I've had 2 bad grounds already that have been crappy. I clean them and things get better. So I just got to figure where those ground and get it. It's not that one. I already... That's for the brake lights. This is my smoothie. I cleaned the one up by there, and I don't know where that is. I'll probably end up just tracking down every single ground and cleaning them out, because I'm having bad luck with them. The next thing is going to be still parking lights, actually. There you go. They're on. They won't turn off. I may try to fix the original wiring here. I know the buttons are screwed up, so... Let me see what I can do about that. This one's already been replaced and it's burnt, and this one is also burnt out of its mind, but the pins look acceptable. Also, I don't have any more connectors. Additionally, I think there's something wrong with this switch pad. I took the cover off, figured I could service it, but no. No, I cannot. I have no idea what this is. And it seems to be doing some kind of electronic hold, because these are not clicky like they are when they're in the car. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe they are. Well, I still can't really do anything with it, so... The idiot switches are going to stay. I'll just put them in the dash. Oh yeah, that's my brake pedal holder. It is a new day, and the first thing I did on this new day was finish rebuilding that cylinder head. And I'm going through and tapping all of the threads. This one I did all the threads, but I forgot the manifold side. I always retap all the head threads, and I got to tap the block threads. But I also got to make the paint shiny, so this seems more important than shiny paint. I'm friends with the local jeweler, and he offered to pick me up lunch. And I said yes. Went to a deli, asked what I want, and I said, surprise me. Just make it dry. I say that because I don't like a ton of mayo. So, mystery sandwich is... turkey? Hold on, well, I gotta... Don't worry, I'm not insane. Turkey Club. There you go. You ever seen that before? You seen a Turkey Club on an $800 Buick? The answer is yes. Probably lying. So that's how that looks. That's pretty nice. And the head bolts are all rethreaded except one. The one that's all the way down this corner, I just couldn't do. I was doing it with a quarter-inch wrench as opposed to the actual part. But I figured I'd stop and show you this. This is the owner's manual. And if we flip all the way to the back... Oh, well, that's actually good to know. Owner's records. So it starts in 1989 at 2,932 miles, so I assume second owner. And then here's change oil and filter, greased, I'm assuming means suspension, rotate tires, grease, change spark plugs, gas filter, PCV valve, front brakes, air filters. And someone was really maintaining. You see, every 3,000 miles, they would do a service. Same thing here. Oil changes, somewhere in here. Yeah, spark plugs again. Re-greased, air filter, PCV valve. I don't know if the PCVs on these get eaten. I don't know why they kept changing it. Changed water pump. Transmission fluid change. That happened at 74,000 miles. And is supported by, we saw that pan gasket was replaced with blue cork. More maintenance, and then brakes, oil change at 126,000 miles. We thought it had 94,000 miles on it, so we were wrong. Registration expired in 2012, so I'm hoping this only has like 140, 150 on it. And then that's it. There's no more, nothing else was written in here. However, that kind of explains why everything in this car, with the exception of the car, is in good condition, right? The suspension's tight, the engine, while having failed seals, didn't show signs of abuse or oil sludge. It's all pretty good. I'm gonna hop down under there and redo the chassis in a second. Oh, when I fixed this too, I don't know if I had mentioned it, but the front fascia on this, it's separated. And what I use, the readherent, I don't use super glue, I actually use RTV. It's a vibration absorber, and if it ever breaks off, it's very easy to scrape away and then replace. So, that's done. Okay, so the next problem I want to look at is a little bit more simple. The blower fan just doesn't go. Yeah. It's charging. I wonder why it's a charging problem. It's fine. Nobody cares about cruise control. Let me get to the damn. blower fan high. Then I go out, and I mean, obviously you can't hear it, but the blower fan ain't blowing. However, it has tried to blow. It'll blow for like a second and then stop. So I'm gonna pull the plug out and see, as long as it's getting voltage, then the blower motor's bad. And in this case, I'd actually prefer that because I don't want to trace why it's not getting power. I thought I just heard an error tone. Yes, climate control problem. I know. Leave me be. 0.1 volt. And then... Alright. Well, there is some news to that, though. The power wire is purple. And if you remember from the taillights, purple is a problem. No guarantee it's the same purple line, but it's a purple 12-volt line that is having a problem. It's not unreasonable to assume that it's the same line, so I gotta figure out why that purple line doesn't work, and then I think I'll get most of my stuff back. Good news, I jumped the trunk relay and the solenoid fires. I also had to clean the ground here. So I cleaned the ground there, I'm gonna push this back in, see if it works. And it does click, so it's got its control voltage, but it's possible the relay is just bad. Let me shove this back in, and then go and hit the button. The latch won't grab. Why? Did the solenoid get stuck? I think the solenoid got stuck in the retract position, because this is hanging with no... Oh. Okay, so the solenoid is messy in there. Gonna have to clean that. Could you click so I could test you, like, please? Alright, well now I gotta fix this assembly. What a turd. Okay, I was right. The assembly is stuck. It gets stuck all the way at the bottom. I don't know if I could service that. I may just have to slam it in and out a couple of times. Which I have a feeling, based on the fact that this is a sealed cylinder, that is what I'm going to do. Let me jam some WD-40 in there. I'll have to excuse the time and topic jumps on the Reatta because we've also been excited getting that. It's Aiden's new car. He sold the Fiero he had. That is a 1980 Chevrolet Corvette with some sort of built engine and side pipes. Don't know exactly what's done to it, but it runs. If you remember a while back, I gotta set the latch a little bit better, I think. I got this unstuck. Of course, now it's the carpet. I forgot, I had to take that off. So now this goes down, and with the key, pops. Now this is relevant because the key is not a cable, rather it is electronic. It uses only a solenoid on there. The button in the center console also properly releases this. Trunk is done. And I still got to fix the wiring by the ECM. Didn't get the oil pan back on. And we want to get both cylinder heads back on today, as well as replace this water pump while it's free and open. I got this set up so the camera could see a little better. It's we're making great progress. So pump, heads, manifold, that is today's goal. And then I want to start undoing this, or redo it. So we may not change the way the wiring's set up, but it can't be here. It's messing up the panel gaps. It looks bad, it's hard to trace, etc., etc. So this is all just going to get done a different way. We are going to pump hot hose water through this block. So we're going to clean up the sealing surface first, put a bucket or something down there, you know, make the sensors not get water in them, and then just flush the living shit out of it. All the goo out of the block. And to keep the water pressure low so it doesn't puke up and out of the heads and then fall into the cylinders. I'm also going to just, it looks like maybe the harmonic balancer seal was leaking. And while I'm already going to make a mess, I may as well get the rest of the grime off of there. Make it easier for us later. Yeah. This looks pretty good. I like it. And there is definitely brown crap coming out. That's still coming out. Well, at least we got most of it. Pump on. Pulley drying. Nope. What the f was that? What, the smell?
Take a whiff of the inside of that box.
What is this? Transmission filter?
What the fuck is that? Is it just the box?
Yeah, it's the box.
Uh-huh.
Nasty. Oh. I don't think that was right. Ow! Ow! Put my head between the exhaust and the... My hand between the exhaust and the head, rather. Ow. I'm bleeding. Wonderful. According to the book, for the head bolts, which we've put in with the sealant, it is 25 foot-pounds plus 2 pass-throughs of 90-degree rotation because they're torque yield. I don't particularly like that, but, you know, it's fine. We'll do it. I replaced the PCV on here. Nasty as hell, and it's $4, and this was the goofy-ass clamp that came off. Also, the exhaust gaskets were wrong. Where are they? Here's one. Get out of the way. This is the exhaust gasket we have that came with the kit, and that is the correct one. And we just had to go through Kensington, Philadelphia, to get that. So, no more problems.
Nope.
He's having fun with exhaust bolts. And I am doing the best part. Fixing the Reatta badge. I'm gonna pretend like this. Oh, there's one of the air conditioning problems. That's no, no. Okay, well, not a now problem. Reatta by Buick. Wait. Yes, I also don't have any super glue is another reason we're using RTV. Sweet. Now it's time to deal with this crap. These might have continuity, but I don't care. They're getting directly soldered. So I'm just gonna pull, the battery's been off for a while. I'm just gonna pull the ECM out. I assume that's what that is. Entirely fix the wires, fix whatever this HVAC looking thingy is, and then just put it all back in. Oh yeah, and the ECM was entirely unsecured. All right, all cleaned up, soldered, heat shrinked, ready to go. And the weird mystery wire was this. It was the last one hanging on the floor. He just had it grounded to here. And yes, now I just have to adhere this with something. I'm not even really sure how it was retained. Oh, it had a pop clip on the end. Okay, we'll figure it out. There you go. Zip tie. 2 zip ties. And I found screws that I believe are for the ECM retainer. And if not, it's plastic, so they will be. Sweet. Third brake light. I gotta get this on somehow I think I'm gonna reassemble the interior while he's doing other stuff. May as well. Maybe I'll do the headliner. Ooh! Hands on. I gotta find these screws. It's a great pose you got. Third brake light's in, and the trunk pass-through no longer tries to rip the interior off. However, it only latches on one side. Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't latch at all. Bro. Okay, so those just spin, and taking out the latch gives me no access, so I think it's just screwed. I mean, it's just gonna be our friend's car. They can leave the pass-through open. It's whatever. We just put that panel back on. Maybe we'll figure it out another day. He's getting the rockers on for the front head, and the gasket set we had was wrong, so he's just doing the heads and then brackets and crap, what he can do. I'm working on fixing the goober wiring, and bad news, can't fix the switch panel because this is not General Motors. This is made in a garage. Oh, if you think this looks good, it's because I've already been working on it for about an hour and a half. The guy had headlight, so battery power, running on 22 gauge. This ground wire I actually left because it's ground. It's not as important, and I don't want to rewire the whole thing. And what I've realized is he's used this conduit wiring to wire both headlights. I'm not redoing those, but I will redo what I can, make it safe, and he did fuse it at least, so if it shorts to ground, it should be fine. I just don't like the amount of heat all those wires are going to be together. And these look like the fuses that came with the eBay shit, so I'm going to have to change them so they actually work. All right, there's Aiden. I have been moving, so he's been here putting stuff together. He didn't miss anything super interesting. He put the manifold on, he put the head on, valve covers on, ignition coil on. That's it, just kind of random bolts and crap. But yeah, this was not a great time for me to be moving. I didn't know I was moving when I bought this, so oh well, we're getting it done. Are you enjoying bracket hell?
Oh.
No? I zapped the alternator wire on the water pump, so hopefully it didn't break anything. We forgot to put the power steering line. You know what? I'm gonna blame you! I was doing electrical. Aiden forgot to put the power steering line on, which is supposed to go behind pulleys.
And Kevin stripped the battery.
No, I didn't strip the battery, I stripped the battery bolt, which...
He told me in the car that both the bolt and the battery were starting to strip.
Yeah, but the battery's still fine. Clearly, I just threaded something into it. Anyway, I did a bunch of custom wiring for the headlight. I used some of what the guy left on here. I made some of my own. I got rid of one of the junction boxes. Changed some of the wiring in here. And now the headlights operate off of this switch. I have low and high beam on that. I wanted to put it there, but there's an air duct behind it that I couldn't drill into and then feed electrical in. That is quite literally the only place it could go. And I still have to get a parking light switch and a, parking lights, fog lights, and ideally the headlight flippy, although that's not necessary. I just want it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put injectors in, which didn't come with new clips, by the way, and we don't have all the originals. I have like 2. Joy. Goober line, he's putting it back on. I'm putting the EGR on and starting to get the fuel injectors in. I have 5 clips. Well, I had, yeah, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't find the 6th. That'll be fine. What?
Get your ass over here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out all 6 million parts here. Let me start getting all the injectors in. He is done. The belt is on, the belt drive is assembled. although I gotta tighten it, I put the alternator wiring on. And we gotta do this side of the engine, and we gotta unscrew the condenser. There's still a bit to do. Oh, and we gotta figure out where all these spark plug wires go. I forgot about that entirely. Yippee. It is hot in here. Big time. Alright, what I had to do here was I had to remove a bunch of condenser fins where it was really badly damaged. There was nothing I could really do, but I haven't touched the pipes. I just took the air gun and blew across it. Now I have fair flow across the whole thing, and honestly I care more about the temperature of the engine than the condenser, given that the air conditioning probably doesn't work anyway. This is just a little bit more important. Plus I can always come back and replace this if it's an issue, so radiator time. This radiator fan, someone's cut off the center wire. I think it's for multiple speeds. I don't know, but as long as it spins at least when it needs to be on high, that's fine. There is you can see it right there, there's a secondary fan. So whatever, I'm putting it in. So when we got this car, it was still disassembled a good way. So I don't actually know where all of the parts go. Like, I've got another engine mount. Yeah, here's the front of it right down here. I gotta figure out where that goes. We've got this goofy radiator that's, or the radiator fan that's not quite together. There's that. Sounds like I just broke a piece of plastic. Okay, that goes there. And then I gotta figure out where these bolts go. I gotta figure out where this engine mount goes, and I've still got a handful of things that have to go back on. One of the most important parts. I already painted it. I call it the shiny bit. Let me get the shiny bit on. Yeah, man, this engine looks sweet. Look at that. I wish these plug wires were red. It would match my lettering, but they're fine. I'm not buying new ones. Also, I'm not buying the tracks, and they're the wrong length, but they are functional spark plug wires. Yes, so I gotta figure out this, torque the oil drain plug, put the oil filter on, put the oil in, prime it, and then I think we're good to go. Problem is, I don't really know how this engine setup is. These two bolts, it looks like it goes right here. Almost exactly looks like it goes, oh yeah, perfect. But I don't know where the mount's supposed to go. It doesn't really line up with anything all that well. So, I don't know. Now I gotta look at all the old pictures. Okay, so I've run into an issue. One is it took me forever to find where he buried the intake air temp sensor wire. I would like that on. And two is this air box sits here where he put the headlight wiring. So that's another big problem is I have to put this somewhere else, and I don't know if I left the wire room to do so. Maybe I could just hang it off the box. I don't know, let me try some stuff. While I was trying to figure out how this airbox attaches and how I'm redoing this, I figured out that I think this is cruise control. All the lines are dry. I don't care about cruise control, but I don't want vacuum leaks, and I'm already here, and I have vacuum lines, so... Yeah, that was not the trash can. It's all going in. So this goes here, which is right where the guy had this mount. I got the box secure, by the way. And this can basically make it here. Is as far as I can reasonably get it, so I'm probably just going to mount it on the airbox. Is this right? No. Will it actually cause a problem? No. But I am not making extensions for this whole harness. I didn't realize this is what had happened. Plus, this won't look like hideously stupid. And realistically, the holes here aren't going to screw up the sensor measurement, and it's not really going to feed it unclean air. I mean, seriously, it really will be fine. But then to change the air filter, you're going to have to unscrew it, which, dude, it's from 1988. Who gives a shit? It's going to be someone's daily driver. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, I actually did this a little better. I took that bracket off, and then I've drilled into the side of the bottom of the box here so that you could still change the air filter without having to do anything with this. Fortunately, there's only one bolt in it, but it's not coming off, and it actually doesn't look out of place. If you don't know what you're looking for, just ignore that, man. I did my best. All right, so that should be all of the engine components together. Now, unfortunately, these brackets, I don't know where they go. This was a support for the exhaust hanger. You don't need this. It's a vibration reduction. It's from 1988. It's going to vibrate. This was also some kind of exhaust thing. This is a dinky-ass guide for something that I'm not remembering, but it sat somewhere on the valve cover. Not important. This could be important, but I can't do anything about it. I have no idea where it goes. I'll keep it around. I'll keep all of these around in case I feel like or find out where they go. I gotta put the oil drain plug and filter on. Couple things to hit. I put some more power steering in. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of trans fluid because the cooler lines got emptied out. We'll just do a bit. Obviously, I'll check that later. This is getting a trans fluid change anyway. That's probably enough. I want to keep the rest for the power steering. I don't want that screaming and messing with the system. I know the trans will be okay. Don't worry, it's Dextron 6. I pulled the fuel injection harness, so it shouldn't start. I'll shut it right off if it does. Wait a minute, wipers off. What is that? Huh, electric pump. I know the power steering is electric, maybe that's what that is. So hopefully, gauges. Oh, the blower fan's on. Awesome. I charged this all day, so hopefully we get some oil pressure. I thought that would stay on. Two. Okay. Well, we'll crank it longer and then I don't really know. Got power brakes though. They don't feel the best, but I've definitely got brakes. I don't want to start this with shit oil pressure. I just heard oil dripping into the pan, so she should be all right. I'm gonna leave you guys out here, no major leaks, and then start the car. Somebody is not happy. It's trying to fire, but it's not. Well, I don't know. That's not good. The spark plugs are in the wrong spot because I did just have it running sorta briefly. Now I get to play around and figure out where they go. It's smoking out the whole damn shop. All right, I believe I got it. I think some plug wires were in the wrong spot. I'll double check this another time. But for the moment, ideally, I'd like to go drive it around. I think I have brakes. I think I have everything I need. Oh, the heater works. Yeah, I was bleeding the heater core. I mean, there you go. What the fuck was that? Way smoother, way more responsive, but at low RPM, it kind of sucks. And it almost dies. That we gotta figure out. The thing's still vibrating a bit. I don't know, what if I put it in gear? Driver door ajar. Yes! We have reverse. Put it in neutral, let that slow down. And we have drive, and we have brakes, yay! I'm getting gassed really badly. I gotta take this thing outside. No tools? I'm gonna put this on. Let me in. I gotta turn the damn heater off. It's killer. Yeah, she still needs some love. And there goes the chime. Alright. Stay alive when I do this. Please. Okay. I don't want to... Oh, I don't have a choice. Okay. And she's been running for a minute now, and pretty much everything has smoothed out, gotten better. I forgot it needs tires. That hazard doesn't work. I already know about that. It's getting there. I mean, it's certainly a cool car. A little bit fun to drive. I'm going to show you. Oh, and I did, off camera, fix the gas cap. How much gas do I have? Come on, go for a ride. I think the throttle cable is set incorrectly. It's got a bunch of initial play, and it doesn't feel like I'm ever reaching wide open throttle. 3800 is a responsive engine, and this is not doing that, but not in the problem way, just in the not actually getting revved kind of way. Also, the brakes on this thing are absolutely ridiculous. So let me get up to an unknown number of miles an hour. This is not going to be a good example, is it? Because we have no idea how fast we're going. Oh, whoops, I left the radio on. Turn that shit off. Gauges. Straighten out. Oh, whoops, I was hitting the gas, I was hitting the brake. But yeah, the brakes are damn fine, so that is amazing. This thing is awesome. I wish it was street legal. I want to drive this. I mean, it drives like a boat if you want it to drive like a boat, but it also steers, it steers accurate. Like, it definitely goes where you want it to go, but with the boat steering wheel, it's kind of a strange combo. Also, the, what does that front wheel drive get? It's oversteer? Understeer? I don't know, it's ridiculous. But don't forget, I haven't broken into the suspension at all. Still no dashboard. Still no half the other things. You know, the mirrors on the floor, there's that crap, and, you know. But hey, it's getting there. It's driving, and it's driving well. And it is smoking. Okay. I don't get to win today. The car is smoking. Very lightly, I must say. Oh, that's that same smoke as before. That might be just that paint stuff. Alright, well, I'm gonna go be a clown in this parking lot a little more and then go home. Yippee. I don't like how hot it's running, by the way. 217. What the hell, bro? We flushed it.